Hello, friends. So TBC Season 2 is upon us, it's out, and unlike Season 1, I would like to actually try this season and try and push as a Shadow Priest, because last season I only realistically really played the game in the last week, and also I went Disc, because I was told Disc is much easier, which it is. Obviously Disc is a lot better, especially in Season 1, but now in Season 2, I'm hard committed to Shadow. I might still play Disc a little bit, maybe in 5s or something, but I'm hard committed to Shadow. So I found Olenim, the Rogue, and we're playing Rogue Shadow Priest in Season 2 of TBC, and it's been really fun. And here are some of the games from the first week, or first week, but first day even, or second day or third day. It's just literally the beginning of the season. So I'd like to commentate, go over a couple of games, and we're gonna learn together. This first game here is against a Disc Priest Rogue, and this matchup is basically a race to whoever kills the priest first. And ideally we want to get a sap. I want me to get in combat and strip the priest naked. We CC the rogue and we open on the priest. However, they get the better opener, they get the sap on me, and the priest does a really good job with the MD, gets in combat, both rogues open, but this is still an advantage position for them a tiny bit. But here I get lucky and I resist the kidney shot, and I fear the rogue, silence the priest so he doesn't dispel, and we get the rogue's Will of the Forsaken. And then we get the blind through evasion, thank god it didn't miss, and we get his trinket. Meanwhile, I'm just shielding on cooldown and spamming Dispel, summoning my Shadow Fiend, and just spamming all my instants because I don't want to get kicked, there's no really point, so I'm just spamming Dispel basically. I get kidneyed and I trinket, I know I'm dead next kidney, but now I get a full fear on the rogue, because now he has no will and he has no trinket. But the priest does dispel him, and right now I'm just running for my life. I know next kidney I'm dead, and he doesn't even kidney. He cloaked. We kill the priest, and I die as well. And now it's just a 1v1, and Olenim, I believe he wins this one. Now this matchup is very dependent on the opener. Whoever gets the best opener usually wins. Priests generally counter priests really well, because against a rogue you really are dependent on your buffs. And I'm not playing Silent Resolve, so if the priest can stay offensive and spam Dispel me, I will die extremely fast, especially in Season 1 gear. Once I get more Season 2 gear, I'll be a little bit more tanky against rogues, but right now, if I get dispelled a lot and the rogue just kidneys and stuns me and controls me, I will die. But it's the same for Disc Priests, plus I have a silence, so it's kind of whoever gets more offensive wins the game. And Olenim takes this one though. This next game is another Disc Priest Rogue, and I remember this game was extremely unlucky. So once again, ideal situation for us was we find the rogue and we CC the rogue and go priest, but my rogue gets sapped. And my rogue has Fear Word right now, and when he gets sapped, I go as far away as possible so that the enemy rogue has to waste as much time. And here I get sapped, my rogue vanishes, and the priest MDs to stay in combat himself, and he MDs the Fear Word of my rogue in stealth. So their rogue opens, I get cheap shotted, I get the fear because it gives me a global, my rogue gets feared because his cheap shot resisted, he trinkets into a full blind. So now I'm stuck here in a 2v1, my rogue has no trinkets, about to get sapped and CC'd forever, and I silenced the priest on his mana burn. I don't know if I should have saved it for the fear, but I mean, I was kind of dead. And thank god he kind of like ran away for a bit. And the rogue's crippling poison fell off here after my trinket, and it just never got applied. And meanwhile, the priest forgot to reapply buffs on himself, and I was just spam purging him. So when my rogue finally comes out of CC, the priest is clean. And I get a fear with no will and no trinket on the rogue. He sits it, and the priest is clean, so we just take him out. The game's not over yet because I am a Shadow Priest fighting a rogue, and I'm a little as well. So I try my best here, you know, run around. Even if I am to die, I'm gonna leave my rogue with as many advantages as I can. I'm gonna put my dots up. I'm gonna give him a shield right before I die. Never mind, I have no mana. And down I go. The classic Shadow Priest experience right there on the floor. But my rogue is, you know, he got the shield. He's full HP. We're chilling hard. And we came back. I don't know how we came back from that, but somehow we made it happen. Now, this next game is against Bean and Fusion. And I don't know if they were the highest on the ladder last season, but they were really high nonetheless. And we decided to go on Bean here. We get the sap on the priest. I fear the priest, and I accidentally dotted the priest instead of Bean. And spoilers alert, this dot on the priest is gonna cost us the game. So I fear him, he wills, my rogue cannot blind because he has a dot, obviously, we have to wait. We get pain suppression anyway, and I'm just trying to line here. I'm just trying to line because I know an aim shot will kill me. Bean is super geared and I'll just straight up die. I can't really get in line to dispel my rogue here, so he sits that trap way too long. I finally dispel him, we get the blind, the priest trinkets. If I was anywhere next to the priest now, we would just win the game because I have a fear, but it's impossible for me to go through Bean. Fusion has a really good positioning. And right now, my rogue gets a really sick kick on the priest on a flash heal, and Bean goes super, super low, but he pops an engineering belt, and I don't have any mana to dispel it, and I die. And if only I didn't dot the priest in the opener, I would have had mana for 2 dispels, I could have gotten the shield, and we would have won the game, but it is what it is. Now here, we're fighting a shaman and a warrior, and I'm going to show you a bunch of Druid Warriors after this. Druid Warrior is a kind of like we counter Druid Warrior. We just straight up counter Druid Warrior. There's not a lot of shamans, so I just wanted to show this one game. It's kind of like Druid Warrior. It's like a similar idea. We get the sap on the warrior to get his Berserker Rage, and then we get the cheap shot on the shaman. I kill the Tremor Totem with my Shadow Fiend, and I get the full fear on the shaman. And now we just full on blast the warrior. The shaman can't really trinket this because we still have sap and we still have blind, and in this game blind doesn't DR with fear. So I get the silence off of my fear. We even get a kick here on his cast, so this is like really bad for them. And we get the blind. He trinkets the blind. And now, again, if I could get in close for another fear, because I have fear, I don't know why I went so far here. This was clearly a mistake for me to go this far, but for some reason I managed to you know, crawl back in. The warrior should have stopped me. I should never get close to his healers. And I kill the tremor, I get the fear, we get the sap out of the fear, and it's really hard for them to win. Once they get good momentum and the healer is max ranging me, it's actually impossible for us to come back. But as long as we play offensive, aggressive, we have to play aggressive in this comp, because I go extremely fast. You can see here I'm and I have no Shadow Fiend. So we have to play very offensive to win. And here we have a Druid Warrior. Like I said, we counter Druid Warrior. They can win, but it's really hard for them. But once they get in a position where they've stabilized, they're gonna win. They just need to get past this first hurdle. So we get the classic opener. We open on Druid with Cheap Shot, Gouge into Kidney. Meanwhile, I send all of my damage on the Warrior and close the distance. Get to the Druid, get the Fear. And as long as the Druid is in tree form, the Druid should be in tree form, and he should try to Omega max range me. I get the fear, and here he trinkets the fear, and he tries to intervene the blind. If they did intervene the blind, they would have won the game, because there's no more CC, so it's over, we lose. But I wanded the... You can actually wand the intervene off. I wand intervene off, and we get the blind, and it's kind of over at that point, because we have blind into a sap. The Druid also wasn't in caster form, so he gets sapped. And even if he didn't get sapped, we probably would have won, because I had my fear coming back really soon, and I had silence. And here's another one. I'm not sure which one's the one we lose, but I'm sure there's one that we lose. This one does not look like a loss, because I'm instantly on the Druid when the game starts. I have all of my damage on the warrior. I have literally everything. This is impossible to lose. So we get the cheap Gouge Kidney on the Druid. Meanwhile, I work on the warrior, and now look how bad this is for them. The Druid has to trinket because the warrior is clearly gonna die in this fear, but he can't trinket because then we have blind and sap. And if he doesn't trinket, if it tries to greed it out and just get the NS, I have silence, and silence cannot be trinketed. So this is like, if we get to this point, it's so hard for them to come back. But again, if we can't get to this point, it's really hard for us. And here's another warrior Druid. We're so happy when we see warrior Druid. And okay, this team does it a lot better, because the warrior charge. This is what he should do, I feel like. Warrior insta charges me, pops every CD, tries to like not die. I feel like he should he does intervene. So good, perfect. But I still get close. I still manage to close the distance, and I get the fear. And now again, it's really, really hard for them. It's really hard. Now he intervenes again. Oh no, he intercepts my rogue first time. He intervenes now. This is really good. But my rogue gets the intervene off and gets the blind. Then I get the silence. But now we're in a situation where we don't have CC. But my rogue vanishes to cheap shot and gouge. Never mind, we always have CC, I feel like. So my rogue, off all the CC, he vanishes, cheap, gouge, killing the druid again, and I get another fear. And you'll see, even with this, even with the like small, like this team did way better. The druid barely missed the NS in the end. He NS'd, you know, it was really, really close. If they lived that, it was over. We'd never win the game if they survived that go. I think this is the one we lose. Okay, so the warrior, okay, here's the problem. The druid is across the map and I dismount. And this warrior, you'll see he procs infinite stuns and hamstrings. So it's a similar situation. I trinket instantly because I know I have to get the druid, and here he procs another root on me. I'm not gonna get to the druid in time for the fear, so I ask my rogue to blind instead. Rogue blinds, druid trinkets, I silence the trinket, and he procs another stun on me. I still try to get the druid, he NS's, and at this point it's really hard for me to get the druid. I feel like it's just straight up impossible for me to just run at the druid like this, so maybe instead of running a druid like this, I should have just run back, so I forced the druid to come to us. Maybe if I was Disc, we could have just reset this infinitely, but as Shadow, I just go and I die, and that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm planning on releasing more TBC content. I've been doing some raids, and I have a lot of stuff planned out for it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.